Keys after dark, open up your heart. Real talk, real love, that's where healing starts. For the kings, for the queens, yeah, we rising up. No more feeling stuck.
Y'all already know what time it is. This is Keys After Dark, and I'm your homegirl, Ash. Let's unlock it. Okay, so tonight I want to talk to you about my book. And not just about the book, but what I want you to feel when you read it, because Poured Out is not just something that I wrote. It's something that I actually lived, and I wrote it specifically for the people who needed it to exist before it actually did. So tonight I want to tell you that if that person is you, then let's go. All right, so let me tell y'all who it exactly was written for. And I want you to listen closely because one of these is going to land on you personally, okay? Now, this book is for the person who wakes up exhausted before they day even start. And I'm not talking about, being tired from sleep. I'm talking about tired from just carrying, like tired of being the one that everyone leans on while nobody thinks to ask if they're okay. This book right here is for women who have built like beautiful lives, that marriage, the kids, the career, the everything, but still for some reason feel hollow in a way that maybe she can't explain to anybody else because from the outside, everything looks fine. And this book is also for that man who, has been told his whole life like that strength means silence, that providing, means that you can't fall apart and you don't get to fall apart. That holding everything together is your job, and this is for him, because nobody ever told him that, what to do when he runs out of all that strength, like how he's supposed to hold it. So yeah, this book right here is for all of that. It's for that person also that's in that in between season. Like they're not broken enough to ask for help, but they're not okay enough to keep pretending, that everything is fine. They're just kind of somewhere in the middle wondering like, how do I get here and how do I get back to myself? If any of that is you, then yes, Poured Out was written with your name on it. And even though I didn't know your name when I wrote it, I knew your feeling because guess what? It was my feeling as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and walk through, what reading Poured Out actually should and could feel like, because I want you to know that, I basically want you to know what you're getting into before you even open it. So the first thing that you're going to feel is seen. And I don't mean seen in a general way. I mean seen in the specific way that makes you put the book down and just start staring at the ceiling for a moment and, just start thinking like, dang, somebody just said the exact same thing that I was feeling, but I couldn't find the right words for it. Yeah, that's going to happen multiple times. So I want you all to be ready for that. The second thing that I think that you're going to feel is permission. And the reason why I say this is because throughout the book, I feel like you're going to feel that permission to just admit that you're tired. Like the permission to say that, giving everything to everybody and saving nothing for yourself is just not noble. It's unsustainable. You're going to feel that permission to just put yourself on your own list. And I'm not talking about at the bottom of your list. I'm not talking about an afterthought. I'm talking about really on the list, like as a priority. That permission, I feel like, is in every single page of this book. The third thing that you're going to feel is hope, because Poured Out is not just a book that's just going to identify the problem and leave you sitting in it. It's going to walk with you. It says, like, all right, here's what this cost me. Here's what I learned. Here's what choosing myself actually looks like in real life, you know. And I can say that, from having, my 4 kids, a husband, a business, a full life that, really did not slow down for my healing. I was able to learn how to really have that real hope and not that Instagram kind of, quote hope. The kind that you actually, can walk through whatever it is that you're going through. And the fourth thing, and this one, it kind of surprised me, when people started telling me or sharing their responses after reading the book. That fourth thing that you're going to feel is that you're not alone. Whatever version of empty that you have been walking around with, just know it's not unique to you. It's not a flaw in you. It is not evidence that something is wrong with you. It is evidence that you are human and you have been giving more than what you've been receiving for very long and for too long. And that can all change. You just have to start, and you can start right now. So, I want to kind of tell you something about this book and why it actually exists because trust me, it did not come from a comfortable place at all, but it did come from a necessary one. I wrote Poured Out because I needed it and it didn't exist. I was in the middle of a season where I had been giving so much of myself away that I just couldn't find who is Ash under all these roles that I'm playing. I'm wife, I'm mom, I'm professional, I'm the strong one, I'm the one who figures it out, I'm the one who keeps going. Like, I looked up one day and realized that I had poured out so completely that there was nothing left that was just mine. There was no reserve, there was no replenishment. I was just empty, y'all. And the thing about being empty is that you cannot fake being full forever. You can't. Eventually, it's going to show. It's going to show in your patience. It's going to show in your presence. It's going to show in your relationships. It's going to show in the mirror. Like in those quiet moments when nobody needs anything from you and you finally have a second to kind of just check in with yourself and you realize that you don't even know what you need anymore because you stop asking, it's going to show. I wrote the book, I needed somebody to hand me in that moment. And then I put it into the world because I knew I was not the only one who needed it. 17 years of marriage, 4 kids, a business, a faith journey, a body journey, a whole life lived out loud, and a whole interior world that needed to be poured out into these pages so I could finally breathe. This is what is in this book. My whole truth, so that you can find yours. So I'm gonna give y'all some keys tonight, even though I'm just kind of discussing how I want you guys to show up and expect when purchasing, or if you were gifted my book and you have the opportunity to actually read it. I came on here for that, but I also want to give y'all some keys because this is Keys After Dark, right? Key number one, if you recognize yourself in anything that I said tonight, that recognition is not an accident. You hear me? That is your sign. The book found you before you found it. So please go get it. Key number two, reading somebody else's truth is one of the most powerful ways to find your own. You don't have to have lived my exact story to feel every word of it. Pain and depletion and the roll back to yourself, that's a universal language. Key number three, investing in yourself is not selfish. I'm so tired of people thinking that. Buying a book that might change how you see yourself, how you pour into your relationships, or how you show up for your life, that is one of the most generous things that you can do for yourself and for every person who loves you. And last but not least, key number four, you deserve to be seen. And not just by people around you, but by yourself. Poured Out is an invitation to see yourself clearly, maybe even for the first time in a long time. So please accept the invitation. So, for all of you all who have been waiting for a sign to get it, this episode is your sign. Get it for yourself. Get it for your sister. Get it for your best friend who's been running on empty and will not admit it. Get it for that person in your life who gives everything and receives nothing and deserves to know that they are seen. It was written for all of you. Y'all, sit with that. Let it land. This has been Keys After Dark with Akalan. Now let's move like it matters.
Keys After Dark. It's your girl Ash. Tap in. Tap in.
Late night scrolling, feeling stuck in your head. Dreams on pause, but you're still in your bed. Pressure on your chest, got you losing your breath. But you're stronger than the fear, yeah, you bigger than stress. Talking real life, no cap, no disguise. Every lost turn lesson, yeah, we leveling up lives.